Every day when I wake up, I think to myself, how bad can dating and relationships be? And to support my point, a woman turns on her smartphone somewhere in the world and starts ranting on about how pointless it is to be in a committed relationship with a man. We can genuinely thank God for social media because it exposed the truth about what women have been really thinking about guys all along. I actually think that feminist approach is mostly to blame for the nonsense we hear from modern women, and that their true emotions toward men were what they had always felt. Guys, from my interactions with people in general, I've learned that when someone is in a better position than you or is relatively on par with you, that's when people start to show their actual selves and voice their thoughts on you. I got help from relatives and friends for this. I thus believe that women may gain from the same rationale. In the past, males dominated society and women's sole responsibility was to raise the next generation. Please keep this in mind, gentlemen. Look at what happened, though, when they transitioned from being the gender that essentially raised the next generation to what they are today. They could balance themselves to some extent before. Look at how they are now treating us in the present. I don't want to imply that they are less than or anything. I'm simply pointing out that nature created men and women for very distinct purposes, and history demonstrates that life and relationships function best when everyone, including both genders, act in accordance with what nature intended. Think about it for a second. When they became independent and had the capacity to outperform certain males, they began treating men like trash, and today they don't give a damn about men. I am aware that this is a divisive position and that at first instance, it may not make sense. I've listened to what modern women have to say and observed them in successful situations. They could care less about virtue, families, men, or anything else. They are motivated by self-interest. If they have kids, they will provide for the child up until a specific point before stopping. These women are also exceedingly pompous and haughty. These women can be heard openly belittling and denigrating males. I catch them stating they don't want to settle down just yet because they want to enjoy their youth. I've heard and seen enough to know that modern women don't give a damn about you. Men truly do desire stable, long-lasting partnerships that last throughout their entire lives. Drama doesn't appeal to them. They don't desire someone for a while so that when anything goes wrong, they can move on to the next person. It almost looks as though women are what men used to be in the past, and that men are starting to demand things from women that they have always desired from men. In my perspective, our roles have basically flipped, and this is a hint for males to go down their own roads. I'm not joking, guys. You have to start debating whether what you want from womanism is really what they want when they don't care about you and are simply with you to get the bag. Let's face it, a divorce is already planned before the wedding, and I want you to know that. Before the wedding, the divorce was planned, gentlemen, so she knows that once she's ready to bounce, she'll be in a favorable circumstance. She obtained all the knowledge she needed before the wedding day from both the women around her and the research she did. Is she watching out for both her and you? I don't think so. She's only looking to cement her own future, however, and with whomever she wants to. She comes first. Her desires and wants come second. Her family comes last. And you're not even on the list. Many of the women you are dating and your spouses actually didn't want to be with you, per the reality. But only because she was unable to find someone better, she had to settle for you. This is the rationale behind the settlement argument, because you would never have had the chance to propose to her or even get married if she could have gotten the rich guy whose lap she used to jump on in his boat when she was young and stupid. What makes you think, though, that despite all of her previous behavior and casual flings, she really did desire you? The fact is that she's only with you because there was nothing else she could do, or because you were the only man who was available, had the funds, and foolish enough to propose to her. She has no difficulty treating you like trash and stealing all the things she can from you, because she hasn't cared about you since then and has only been thinking about herself. Men don't understand that she knows what she's doing and that's what she wants to do. These men moan online about how women won't stop being 304s. A lady never acts accidentally. Men never forget that the conception wasn't a coincidence. Her use of marijuana and other substances wasn't an accident. It wasn't a coincidence that she was run over by a train in college. It wasn't by coincidence that she disobeyed her father and became a full-fledged you-know-what. She only does things that she wants to do. She felt as though she wanted to make the choice when it was put in front of her. She carried it out since it felt nice at the time, after the moment after the marriage or agreeing to be with you. When the repercussions become apparent, she became regretful and realized this isn't what she had wanted because now there's tons of responsibility and the lives of children at stake. Just know that any consequences of her choice are her own as long as she wasn't pushed, intoxicated, or otherwise pressured into making them. Also, I'll share one more thing with you to support my argument. Just take a look at men who are purportedly in happy marriages and tell me whether their wives genuinely care about them and want what's best for them. I've met married guys who purposely remained out late to spend an additional hour or two at the bar or with their colleagues and avoid having to go home to their wife and kids. And when these males got home, their women would quarrel and cause trouble just for the sake of it. No one wants that. These men suck up their egos and work their asses off at the office all day. At most, they want some peace and quiet when they go home. Maybe a warm meal, good company, and good time with their wives in bed and through conversation. But it seems that that's just too hard for the modern woman to do today. She gets to enjoy his money, spend it around on clothes, travel with her friends and whatnot, and still just nag about each and every little thing, expecting him to listen to her whining all the time. To top that off, when they get bored, they start cheating on their men, for younger men, so that they can still feel like they're young and adventurous. It's like they don't have self-control anymore. And they never realize the consequences that their actions have on relationships and the long-term effects these actions have on themselves. Gentlemen, it's essential to recognize the genuine nature of contemporary women. There are also some decent women out there, but rest certain that 99% of women will share your perspective. If you allow them to get too close to you, they will wreck your life, safeguard your future, maintain your value. To even imagine what the modern woman would look like in 10 years frightens me. I believe the entire dynamic of the relationship will alter or reverse, unless males stand up and acknowledge that they are in charge. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in.